Hey everybody! Oh, beautiful Saturday. Well, a little bit chilly. So I can't even tell you how nice it is outside because I've been inside all day. Our company had a great few hours of training that I took part in, and you know you must be totally into what you're doing when you can sit there for 3 or 4 hours on a Saturday while your family's out shopping and doing all of this stuff, and you're glued to your computer, listening and learning and all of that stuff. Hey, Clint. So my wonderful 50 years, what I have learned in 50 things that I've learned in 50 years. I keep on forgetting. The 50 things I've learned in 50 years. And the reason that I decided to do this is because pretty much exactly a month ago, I turned 50 years old. And I thought, I think I've learned a lot. Gosh, I hope I've learned a lot. And I came across this list somewhere in my scrolling and my Pinterest time. And it was the 50 things I've learned in 50 years. And I thought, well, I'm going to do my own, and I'm going to do my own take and my own spin and put my own insight into it. And it's been kind of fun because it gives you a different kind of topic to think about for the day. And I'm always mulling it over for a day or, part of the day of what I'm going to talk about. So I actually skipped one, and there's a reason, and I'll fill you in on that later. And it has to do with my book. So I skipped one because the hard copy of my books are coming, and I want to have it in my hand when I talk about that one. So number 5 of my 50 things that I learned in 50 years was do the things that scare you the most. They will be the most rewarding. So think about some of those things. And I'm not necessarily talking about jumping out of a plane. I'm not talking about bungee jumping or, hand gliding, some extreme sports or anything like that. But do the things that scare you the most, and they'll be the most rewarding. And I kind of made a little list for myself, right? So when I started my business, when I got into my nutrition company, it was a whole new thing. It was a whole new thing that I had to learn. I was, years ago, I was never comfortable talking in front of a group of people. And I had to get through that. It takes something to work through. Now I do it. That doesn't mean I'm standing there totally confident, got it going on. It usually means that I'm literally dying inside and I'm so nervous, but I do it anyway. And then after the fact, it's super rewarding once I work through that. I hate running. I come from a family of runners, marathon runners, ultra marathon runner in one of them. And I hate running, but I found when I put myself out there and I put myself in that environment, that the running environment, doing the runs, and I'm not a marathoner by any stretch, but being in that environment was awesome. The environment, the marathon environment was awesome and so supportive. But I had to get out of my own way, and I had to get out of my comfort zone to experience that. Had I never tried it, and there was times I was getting up at 4:30 in the morning, putting on my old granny toque, and off I'd go for a run. And that's not my natural habitat. So I had to get out of, my comfort zone to do that, and scary and uncomfortable, but I did it. And then I got to learn about that running environment. Again, maybe for some people, it's talking in front of a group of people. Maybe it's telling your story. A lot of these businesses that we do, they all say, talk about your why, talk about your story. And for some people, that's so outside of their comfort zone. And I remember one of the girls that I coach with, that was her thing. And she telling her story, she didn't like it. It was really, really hard for her. But when you break out of that, it's incredible. Part of what I did is, when I was talking about skipping one of the numbers here, is my book. That was something I always had on my bucket list, was to contribute to a book. I did, but that mean it meant I had to share a whole bunch of myself and put it out there. And when you put yourself out there and when you put your story out there, you are at risk of being rejected or ridiculed or whatever that word is. But it is a risk in telling your story. It's your story, so it's not like they can really disagree with it, but they can not like it. They can judge you for it. So it is a risk. So I did have to do something scary. I did have to make it uncomfortable. So that is something that I truly have. It's on my list, and it's something that I truly, truly have learned. Do the things that scare you the most. They will be the most rewarding. No, I'm now a best-selling author on Amazon. Am I a best-selling author on the New York Times? No. So that doesn't mean I've got money rolling in from my book credits or anything like that, but it means that I stepped outside of my comfort zone and put it out there at the very, very least, and I told my story. So those are quite a few things that I've learned in my 50 years. So there you go. I hope you find these little tidbits kind of helpful, interesting, delightful, funny, whatever it is. But I'm enjoying sharing them with you. So I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Have a great Saturday night. Bye.